Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My dear BSN1 sections Nightingale, Orem, Henderson, Piplo, Levine, Maslow. How about Erickson, Abdella, as well as Roger and Lininger? Good afternoon, everyone. Let me give you a very short lecture regarding protein deficiency. This is actually 11 slides only. And I would like to inform everyone that tomorrow, which is November 25, up to November 29, we will have we will not have a face-to-face lecture for the reason that I have to attend a very important in-service training for DepEd, and we are required to be in the campus of our school every 8 in the morning, whole day for this week. And for that reason, I don't have the power to go to SKI to have a face-to-face lecture. Nevertheless, I'll be doing an online recorded video for you to watch. But as promised, the topic on protein structuring, especially with the 20 amino acids, will still be done face to face. I will be doing an overtime by the schedule of December 2 up to December 9. I am allowed to have my uh, leave for that period of time, and for that reason I will be making double time lecture for the 10 classes on that particular period. So please do take note of the one I had posted also regarding the topic on carbohydrates, which I'll be giving you as a like I will be giving a lecture also for that would be the coverage of our final exam. So there are questions on the exercises, 10, I guess, 10 questions. You need to write your answer on one whole pad paper, and you need to pass it on the time of our face-to-face schedule in the classroom. That would be on December 2. Nightingale and Orem, your deadline will be on December 2. For Henderson and Piplo on December 4. Oh, no, 3. For Levin and Maslow, we will have it on December 4. For Erickson and Abdella, December 5. And for Lininger and Roger, you will have it on December 6. Pasensya po talagang hindi makakaya ng schedule ko ngayon. So please try to listen to the lecture that I will have. Another one, I had the time to partially check the one you had submitted today, even though the deadline is still up to midnight this evening regarding your color changing milk video. There are a lot of groups which never followed my instruction regarding to mention your name when you do the answering of the question, or else if not, the one who will edit the video must put your name on the screen for me to identify those particular students, and I would be recording it as part of your oral recitation. So those of you na nag-answer of the question assigned to you and failed to write your name on the screen, or else had it you had never mentioned also during your discussion your name, expect that there will be a minus score for your video. So I had checked already part of that, and of course, in the Google Classroom, you will be notified later if ever you're about to we are about to have the deadline at 12 midnight. So those groups that lalampas na dyan, expect that Google Classroom would implement the no late policy. So you cannot pass when the time is would be considered na late na po. Okay? So another one, I'll be posting another activity for you to do. So you're done na with this topic I'll be discussing this afternoon will be the start of the topic to be included in the final exam, which will be, I guess, on the second or third week of December. So, another performance task will be given to you in the subject of food labels. So, I'll be giving you instruction on what to do later on. I had done checking the semi-final exam paper, and I found out that of 420 plus who took the exam, 48 had passed the 70 over 100 cutoff score. Anyhow, some of you more or less kakayanin natin. But if ever, I'll try to make your grade na this week. If ever there are things that needs to be done, um, I'll be asking you to have the online quiz siguro. Okay? So this afternoon, much for that. If ever may forgot something, I'll just post it in the Facebook group that we have. Okay, let's start. So for the protein deficiency, we have this last topic, but again, as I said, face-to-face lecture will be done regarding the dehydration and um, combination of the amino acids. So we have here protein deficiency. When we speak about the word deficient, lacking or something is missing. So when we have the word protein deficiency, usually this is common to people that are living in developing countries. Question: what are these countries that are considered to be developing countries? So we consider Philippines could be one of that. So not fully developed countries or still struggling for their economic status. And also countries that are considered to be having impoverished communities. So when we speak about these things, um, the communities don't have enough available food supply to augment the need for proteins in the community. So we have here in elderly who lack access to nutritious food, also mga poor na mga individual especially, we can find protein deficiency. And there are also people or babies that are born with genetic disorder and don't have the ability to produce certain proteins. We can find out also that there are existing diseases that eventually will appear that would cause them to lose their appetite and experience muscle breakdown. So that's how things are when I speak about protein deficiency. So number one protein deficiency disease is marasmus. So this is said to be deficiency severe, malala, of protein, deficiency of protein and calories that usually affects infant, and these infants are still in their very young age. wherein we can find out that there is a dramatic weight loss and dehydration. So when we speak about marasmus, this is due to starvation, or in layman's term, we call nagutuman, matinding gutom, and there will be an lack of essential nutrients. So it looks like this. Actually, this is no longer a baby. This is already a matured individual, but it looks like a baby for the reason that there is a bony appearance and the muscle tissue just is not present. So number one is marasmus. The second disease is kwashiorkor. Take note of the spelling of kwashiorkor. This is also a protein deficiency in diets that contain calories. So there are particular kids. One time I had tried to see a Jessica Soho particular documentary that was being done in the area of near Jensen, Sarangani, I guess, wherein in the mountainous area of that place, there are a lot of kids that are having a kwashiorkor disease. One particular uh, things that you can see on these children is that they have a puffy, their abdomen is getting puffier because there are retention of fluid. So this is due, or the reason for this is that they are not eating a balanced diet, and since they are living away from areas that have water, like fishes, or nearby coastal areas, for example, so they miss eating foods that are more provided, that will provide them supposedly with the protein necessary for their growth, like fish, like eggs, something like that. Because these children, as you notice, rely on eating yams, carbohydrates food, rice, and bananas. In other words, their source of food is yung balanghoy or cassava, ube, and most of the time corn, or they're eating also kamote. Okay? So, kamote sa umaga, kamote sa tanghali, kamote sa gabi. Walang mga ulam. Yun lang para mag-survive sila, or else banana. So, common symptoms of both marasmus and kwashiorkor include, yun, mabilis silang pagod, irritability, diarrhea, stunted growth. When you speak of the word stunted growth, hindi na sila lumaki, nag-shrink. Yung mga individual na yan sa picture, kala mo bata pa yan. No, they're 14 years old, they are 15 years old. Yun lang, hindi sila lumalaki because they lack the presence of protein in their diet. And of course, there would be an impairment of cognition and mental health. Hindi sila ganun ka mabilis mag-pick up ng mga instruction, or some of them, they never go to school. Yun nga, because they're far away from the area wherein mag-aaral sana sila. Kwashiorkor number 2. Number 3, deficiency of protein C and protein S. They are inherited condition that cause abnormal blood clotting. So when we speak of the abnormality of the blood clotting, hindi ganun ang flow ng blood sa kanilang lower and upper extremities. Nag-stop or may blockage that is the cause ng blood clotting. People with this protein deficiency need to be careful about activities that increase the risk of blood clots. Ano bang mga activities yun? Prolong, panay higa, panay bed rest, and mag-travel sa mga cars and airplanes, you cannot do some exercise naman at tayo-tayo dyan. So, more or less, yung blood is clotting on the muscle area of the body. So, it was also discovered that protein S deficiency causes stroke. That is also being caused by stroke. Deficiency of protein C occurs very rare, 1 out of 300 people, whereas the deficiency of protein S affects 1 in 20,000 people. Very rare, no? Ang symptoms for these deficiencies includes redness, pain, okay, syempre namamaga yung area where the blood clot is located and magsiswell sa affected area. Like, look at the picture. It looks like that one. We have cachexia, okay? That is pronounced as cachexia. Cachexia condition that involves protein deficiency. No more muscle depletion ng skeletal muscle. Meaning, walang may naka-attach na muscle sa mga skeleton o sa mga buto. So, there will be an increased protein degradation. Tingnan mo yung shoulder ng picture, nasa picture, oh. Masyadong parang hanger ng katawan due to lack of proteins. It causes weight loss and mortality is associated with cancer, AIDS, autoimmune disease deficiency syndrome, AIDS, chronic kidney failure, heart disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and rheumatoid arthritis. So, still, ang weight loss, wala nang muscle that would be available. So, more or less, parang ano na siya butong lumalakad, parang kalansay, palapit na doon. Patients with malignant cancer of the stomach, colon, liver, biliary tract, and pancreas experience also undernutrition. So, for that reason, ang protein intake is small, ang calories and micronutrients is also evident, and merong fatigue and negative nitrogen balance as a result of loss of muscle mass from cachexia. So, that's how things are. Mga ganitong mga structure ng katawan could not survive na for years pa siguro because walang retention of muscle in their skeletal area. So that these are the important protein deficiency, some examples of diseases that you will encounter or an individual encounter. So it is a must that a balanced diet must be implemented in our meal. So you will have the go foods, the grow foods, and you need to have also a glow food. So in a plate, for example, half of that must contain a green leafy vegetables. 1/4 will be protein and 1/4 will cover the presence of carbohydrates. So what we mean with this, to have a simple diet will be okay as long as it is considered balanced. So may mga sources ng protein. I would like to say that an egg is a very nutritious and still the price is affordable as a source of protein. You can have one egg a day in your meal. Ano yun siya? Um, Nutritious na, nakakabusog pa, kumbaga. So, it's also considered as the food for the brain, yung egg. I am giving an egg every breakfast for my kids, and they they can endure the whole morning in school, especially in their activities that includes mental prowess, for example, because an egg is because very nutritious. You can have variety of ways to cook an egg. You can have it hard boiled, scrambled egg, and you can also have it in a soup or sunny side up. So you have the choice kung ano ang favorite mo. Pero that's one of the very best source of protein in our diet. Another one is the presence ang high protein fruits list. Number one would be guavas, bayabas. May 8% siya. Okay, na content of protein sa 4.2 grams protein per cup. May makuha tayong 112 calories. Second po dyan ang avocados, wherein meron din siyang available na 322 calories. Again, ito po ay mga example lang ng mga fruits that are available in the market and locally. But again, there are still a lot of fruits and vegetables as well as food sources that we can get protein from it. Okay, this ends my lecture regarding protein deficiency. The next topic will be all about carbohydrates in the online class. Thank you very much, BSN1, for listening and expect that these things will be covered in our final examination this December. Thank you very much for your time. God bless everyone. Bye.